Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night whenever you're watching this. We are in Proverbs 13, so let's take a look at a few of these. Let's start with number 3. So it says, whoever guards his mouth preserves his life. He who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. And this is talking all about being selective about what you say. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind. In fact, it's probably best that you don't say everything that comes to your mind. Whether you're talking to people at work, people at school, whether you're talking to your spouse, your significant other, whatever the case may be, it is good to have a filter sometimes, because if you don't, wow, can you get yourself into trouble. And really, this is kind of the dangerous part about social media, right? Because social media platforms give you the ability to say whatever's on your mind. You can say whatever you want, whenever you want. Some people will say, no, Facebook censors things, and yeah, they do, but we're not going to touch that. But for the most part, whatever thoughts I have in my head, I can go out and post them on social media. And again, that's a dangerous thing. Really, that's like the level right below having the ability to read people's thoughts. The mind is a weird thing, and you don't really want people to read your thoughts. Not because it's going to reveal trade secrets necessarily, which it could, but some of the thoughts in the mind, they just don't need to make it out into the public. So this is saying is just be selective about what you say. Be selective about what you post. Going back to the last video or a few videos ago, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you don't have anything nice to post, don't post anything at all. Let's look at number 7. This is a good one. One pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. So I've often heard that a poor person will buy luxuries first before they spend on their needs, but a rich person will buy luxuries last. So they'll cover all of their their expenses, and then they'll put some in savings, and they'll invest some, and then whatever's left, they'll spend on fun stuff. Whereas the poor person, they get money and they want to get to the fun stuff first, and then we'll figure out how to pay the bills later. So that's what this is saying. Number 11. So wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gains little by little will increase it. So this is kind of just talking about slow build, right? So imagine a person who just walks into a sum of money. You play the Powerball, you play the lottery, and you walk in, you win it, and you just get a bunch of money. How many times have you heard the stories where these Powerball winners, or even sports players, they once the money stops flowing in, so for a Powerball person, that's kind of a one-time lump sum for most people, unless you would take an annuity. But once that money stops flowing in, it's just kind of all dumped in at one time. They burn through it, and then within a year, 5 years, or 10 years, they should be set for life. They're dirt poor again. They just mishandled it. And so what Proverbs is saying is, wealth gained hastily, it'll dwindle. It'll dwindle. That's assuming you don't handle it properly. But if you have wealth that's gained little by little, so maybe you start out with a small business and you're treating your customers right, and you slowly gain more customers and slowly gain more customers, and you open up a second shop or a second office, and you continue to treat your customers right, you continue to do business the right way, and then slowly you build your business up. That's a wealth that would be sustainable. That's the wealth that's going to be around for a while. It's not something that you just kind of fell into. Let's look at we'll go to number 20. It says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So this is talking about choosing your friends, and choose your friends wisely. I've also heard it said that if you hang around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. That's the power of friendship. That's the power of association. But if you hang around 5 people that don't have jobs, or they're just lazy or whatever, you're gonna slip into those ways eventually. You may not at first. You may be like, no, I'm not gonna be like these people. Slowly, you kind of slip into those ways. So you are who you hang out with, quite honestly. Let's look at 24. This is a fun one. So whoever spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. So we talked about this one in the last video, I do believe. So talking about how discipline is a good thing. If you know, I'm sure if you're my age or older, I don't know if people still believe in disciplining their children, but growing up, my parents would always, they seem to get really biblical whenever it's time for discipline, and they would say, spare the rod, spoil the child. I never liked when they say that. I never liked it at all. But that's what it's talking about. Again, discipline is a good thing. Again, there's a fine line between abuse and discipline, but when done correctly, discipline is a good thing. Correction is a good thing. And let's look at one more. Let's look at the last one. Number 25, verse 25, it says, "The righteous has enough to satisfy his appetite, but the belly of the wicked suffers want." The wicked person is never satisfied. They're always wanting more. But the righteous person, they're content. So the iPhone that they got 2 years ago that's still working, they're happy with it. The car that they got, 7 years ago, and it's still running, it's still, it's still reliable, they're happy with it. They're not going out and buying the latest iPhone. They're not going out and buying the latest technology, the latest car, the latest fashions, all these other things. They're content. They see the inherent value of the things that they have, and they say, this is good. This is good enough. I'm happy with this. But the belly of the wicked, they're always wanting something more. They're always I need the best. I need the next. I need whatever comes out. I need this. It came out today. I need this thing. I need that thing. Whatever it is, they're just never really content. And certainly there are times when you could say that it is good to want more. But really, when it comes to wisdom, that's when it's okay. That's when it's okay. But don't be afraid of contentment, right? Don't be afraid of being happy with the things that you have. This pen here, I like this pen. This is a good pen. It writes. There's no need to rush out and get the latest pen technology. Ballpoint serves me well. Okay, that is Proverbs 13. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.